I don't know how, but Reverse 1999 snuck its way onto my YouTube feed and into my psyche by way of Infinite Cringe and Meserix. Specifically the latter, though the former was extremely convincing.
Let's go, lesbians! Let's go!
In case you're not aware, Reverse 1999 is a gacha game with time travel, arcane magic, and a lot of cultural references. I had heard of Reverse 1999 back when it was still fresh, and had pre-downloaded it before the release, only to be disenchanted by the playstyle, the massive space it took on my phone, and, admittedly, some of the voice acting.
Of course. Timekeeper.
So I quickly gave up on it without getting much farther than the intro chapter. But Meserix's video and the idea of a game with homework really clicked with the semi-recent boom I've been seeing on YouTube of self-help through personal curriculums. And I decided to give Reverse another shot in order to start something that I've been wanting to start for a long time, a video game journal. Basically, what I'm thinking is to read the piece of work the chapter title references, then play the chapter, and then reflect on why they chose that title, as well as to find references and characters introduced, and so on and so forth. Analysis. And if I can solve some of the mysteries of the game with the help of these references, all the better. That being said, I am starting from the beginning, and existing players already have a few years on me at this point, so please no spoilers if my theories or character analysis are incorrect. I'll probably avoiding most comments for this reason as well. So, where do we start? The prologue chapter. This is tomorrow. It begins with an F. Scott Fitzgerald quote. It eluded us then, but that's no matter. Tomorrow we will run faster, stretch our arms farther, and one fine morning, so we beat on, boats against the current, borne back ceaselessly into the past. Over this, we hear a mysterious young woman's voice.
It's raining. No, it is not. It's the storm.
Rain begins pouring in the background.
The storm is coming.
But we can see that it's falling up. Then a ringing voice goes into its monologue. The year is 1966 in the UK. Our lively radio host and music pirate Regulus, along with her companion Apple, has captured two masked figures aboard her ship that had been tracking her for days, and is broadcasting to her audience when she is attacked by Manus Vindictae, a mysterious organization in an almost alien-looking vessel. She is unsure if they're attacking her for playing music or for her mysterious
Little thing.
Terrified, although more so for her valuable records than her own safety, she undoes the mute incantation on her captees and begs them to stop the attack, but they identify themselves as being investigators from the St. Pavlov Foundation instead. We then switch perspective to two of the Foundation's arcanists, Sonetto and Verton, who are watching the ship sink from a distance as Regulus and the investigators abandon ship. These two have been sent to find and register Regulus with the Foundation before the storm hits. The two join in the fight against Manus Vindictae and lead the group to safety. As Sonetto is about to teleport them back to the Foundation with a magic floppy disk, Manus launches another ambush, which Regulus takes advantage of to use the floppy disk to escape. The two find her relatively quickly at a cafe nearby, but Verton stealthily helps Regulus to escape again, asking her to meet her elsewhere. Regulus tries to shake her off to no avail. Verton is clever and finds her again after having split up with Sonetto. Here, she asks Regulus to brave the storm with her, even hiding her from Sonetto with a fake disguise as the storm comes ever closer, forming pink, yellow, and blue raindrops that begin falling upward, melting the world around them. Sonetto is forced to give up on finding Regulus and retreats to the Foundation, leaving the two behind. Regulus begins to marvel at the reversed raindrops while the rest of the world continues to act normally, and Verton remarks that the fact that she can see it means that she is the one Verton's been looking for. Regulus pushes back and remarks she doesn't have that
Little thing.
anymore, but Verton cuts her off and tells her to stop running, to look at the world through her own eyes, and pushes Regulus into her suitcase. The world melts upward all around them, and the two are thrust back into the year 1929. Regulus is amazed and disturbed by the storm that just occurred around them, but Verton quietly thanks her for her help, for braving the storm, and invites Regulus into her suitcase, which Vertin compares to an ark, safe from the storm and any outside interference. This place is a mystery unto itself, as entering the suitcase brings them to a beautiful house, surrounded by giant stones and huge machinery which we aren't able to see at this point in the game, only referenced by Regulus. The two observe a wall of photos taken by Vertin of people she has met in the future, all people that she got to know personally and got to see snippets of their lives and passions, including someone who orchestrated a trans-Antarctic expedition and another with a bedroom wall covered in posters of FIFA World Player of the Year. In a somber moment, we learn that all of these people were taken by the storm, many of which she tried to bring into the suitcase to save, but was unable to, though she was able to keep objects and plant life. Side tangent, she also said she was able to take Wapaloosis, which is a North American lumberjack-specific cryptid that is kinda like a weird ferret, but Google also suggested the wiki for British fascists, which did not include the word Wapaloosie, so I don't know what's going on there. But, as we see later, cryptids are a very normal thing in this world, referred to as critters that you often fight. Regulus asks if the Foundation knows about Vertin's experiments in saving people from the storm, but Vertin insists that this is her own choice and she wouldn't stand to see Regulus taken away by the Foundation, the way others she had grown to know are taken in the storm, and that she wants to find out the truth of the storm. The prologue ends with Vertin and Apple leaving to check and see who is shaking their suitcase, while Regulus thinks on what Vertin has shown her. Whew! What a prologue. We are introduced to a secret arcane world that exists within our own and a storm that reverses time. New characters and new questions. What makes Regulus so special? What is her
Little thing
that Manus Vindictae is after? And Vertin's motivation posing the biggest question. What is the truth of the storm? And why doesn't she trust the Foundation? I was hoping that we may get a clue in our companion piece, This Is Tomorrow, but unlike the names of many of the other chapters, this one is actually referring to an artist exhibition that took place in 1956. It was a large collaborative show across 12 pieces made by different artist groups. I've only been able to find a few pictures online of the pieces, but apparently this exhibition was a major forerunner in the British pop art movement. I think that the best place to look for a reflection of the references in the story is in Vertin's wall. She's documented various passions of random people she came across, not because of any commonality, but because they were all special and unique vignettes in their own rights. Each piece of the exhibition is important and worth looking at as part of the whole. Another alternate theory I have is that the game itself is the exhibition. When you go into a character's profile in the game, it'll give a short description of whose work and where/when it was exhibited. And where the characters represent the pieces of an exhibition, the ethos of the game as a whole can be summarized in that starting quote, the F. Scott Fitzgerald one. These are the ending lines of The Great Gatsby, and emphasize humanity's constant struggle to push forward while being pulled into our own past. A strong theme in The Great Gatsby, and likely to be explored in this game, as humanity is quite literally being pulled back in time. And what can we learn from the characters and their references? Starting out, Regulus refers to one of the brightest stars of the night that is part of the Leo constellation, referred to as the Royal Star and Heart of the Lion. I did confirm with the wiki that her birthday is August 15th, so she is in fact a Leo. Unfortunately, I haven't gotten her yet in the gacha though, so that's all I've got. Apple, Regulus's Apple companion, is a reference to the famous Isaac Newton story, where Newton was sitting below an apple tree and when one fell and bonked him on the head, he realized the concept of gravity. In the Atlas, he's characterized as awakened. Quote, one of those who live the nightmare, shower in the storm, and walk in shadow. Reading his character story, it's implied he was awoken through alchemy, specifically the Philosopher's Stone, which may be what Regulus kept referring to as her
little thing,
and the stone that the Manus disciples mentioned in passing during the chapter. Also, Apple shares a birthday with Isaac Newton, which is just cute. The more I'm diving into his character profile, the deeper the rabbit hole goes, so I'm gonna stop here. But his first item, Metis's humility, could be interpreted one of two ways, and both are incredibly interesting. Maybe once I level him up and unlock some more information, I'll do a deeper character analysis on this little apple. Sonetto's name means little song in Italian, though she doesn't seem like much of a singer. She does give a little prayer before each battle, so she seems to be a bit religious.
May the peace be with us.
As a character, she's extremely by the book and has crazy impeccable memory, which has brought her to the level of Chief Investigator of the External Inspection Unit for the Foundation. She's not so great at social cues, though. Her character backstory seems pretty sad, if not impersonal, generally describing how the Foundation finds children with arcane talent and takes them regardless of their own want or will, and puts them through rigorous training for a predetermined future of working for the Foundation. Yikes. Still, her treasured item is a merit medal of outstanding achievement that she keeps in immaculate condition on her cape. So it seems she buys into the Foundation with all her heart. Her birthday could, I forgot to look at what her birthday was. Her birthday could be referring to a few things, most notably the opening of London Underground in 1863, the Treaty of Versailles ending World War I in 1920, or the 1776 publication of Thomas Paine's Common Sense. Again, a lot of interesting implications depending on what the date might be in reference to. It seems I've got some more reading to do as I learn more about these characters. Now, Verton is the hardest one to find information on. Being our player character and the main protagonist of the story, we don't actually have a character page or bio for her. We know from her talk with Regulus that she's originally from the year 1999, and that she is the only one we know of who can walk in the storm. She was raised alongside Sonetto in the Foundation, but obviously she's much more skeptical of the organization than Sonetto is. As for her namesake, I saw online that much of the fandom regards her name as being an inversion of the word invert, which is cute, it makes sense. The other thing that popped up on Google is the label name of a medication betahistine, which was created in Europe in 1970 as a treatment for vertigo. Both describe her nature outside of the realm that others dwell. The world inverts, and everyone is left dizzy and confused, where only she is able to maintain balance and clarity. And that's all I've got. Thank you for joining me on this investigation into Reverse 1999 and the Storm. It's a lot of information that I'm still trying to make sense of, and we'll see if things start to come together. I've actually already read the first chapter and its companion piece, In Our Time by Ernest Hemingway, and I'm working on the book for Chapter 2, Tender as the Night by F. Scott Fitzgerald at the time of writing this. So I'm making some decent progress. If you are interested in reading along, please, please, please do not give your money to Amazon or a big bookstore for these books. You can get most of these from your public library, but if you're scared of the outside like me, a lot of them are free online in PDF format. I've just been downloading the PDFs off the Internet Archive and sending them to my Kindle. But thank you again for watching. Keep safe from the storm, and I'll see you next chapter. Bye!